Hello and welcome to Channel Sport on Sunday. I'm Ken Ochonogo. It's that time of the year, like we said from last week, when we brought you the Niger Delta Sport Festival. That will be kicking off today. Just how many days now? Today is 15th, and in another 5 days' time, it will be Niger Delta Sport Festival Season 2. That is second edition in Benin. And by this time tomorrow, anticipation, because to be or not to be, that should be the question. Nigeria took DR Congo to FIFA and said, you guys fielded ineligible players when we did the playoff in Morocco. Now we're saying the verdict we expected to come in tomorrow. Will Nigeria be successful, or will it be DR Congo? People said the earth is going to shake when the ruling comes out. But whatever it is, it will be for the goodness of Africa. The eligibility rules, the sporting rules, the nationality rules. A lot of things are in question here. The DR Congo players, from our findings, from what we have seen, of course, definitely, I don't know if there is fraud. If there is fraud, then they should throw them out. But if in terms of sporting eligibility, from all papers that we've seen, I think they are eligible. But there is that question, can they have two passports? That is where it is. The DRC law says you cannot have two international passports, and these players, some of them have Swiss, English, and French passports. But then there are also other African countries, about 13 African countries, including Morocco, including Cameroon, that has that same laws. So do these countries, how did Samuel Eto'o able to represent Cameroon and also become the FA chairman of FECAFOOT when he has two passports? So a lot of decisions to be made. I think this is going to be a groundbreaking decision. It's going to be a landmark decision that will say this is the template, this is what you need to fulfill. Do you just fulfill the 6 eligibility rules, or do you have to also fulfill your national rules? So basically, it's the lawyers, the tribunal, everybody. They're all there putting their cases together and everybody listening. But the decision day is probably, like we are saying, tomorrow, the 16th of February, 2026, to be or not to be. Anticipation. We are all waiting. We're talking about football. Sport. The winter sport is on, and every breakers have been broken. Something Nigeria will just get some. Maybe go to Jos and make snow happen, so that probably we can train there and be part of this. We just send a bobsled team over there. But this time around, there are a few people representing Nigeria. Let us see if they can get into that medal winning zone, basically, which is what we're looking at. But for now, I think as having winter sport, the Summer Olympics, we are still doing that. We're still doing well. Of course, just 3 gold medals we have in our history, but we can do better than that. That is why we're talking about the Niger Delta Sport Festival, and see how they can discover talents that will take us up there. Then, moving away from that, of course, like we'll talk about football in the home scene. The league is on. It is getting to that crucial stage where some people drop and some people go. But there is a surprise there. When you look, the log, at the top of that log is a surprise. A team that came up last season, a team that was almost qualifying for the continent last season, and this season, they are now saying the continent is not even enough for us. We want to take up the diadem. We want to win the league. Ikorodu City is making a statement, not with extraordinary budget, not with stars, not with coaches with pedigree. They came in with rookies and everything about the team. You can't even but they are. The result is speaking for Ikorodu City. Is that the way to go? And then for Ramat Stars and Kano Pillars, they started crawling out of that place. But for Ramat Stars, I do not just understand. It has gone to that level where even the management are complaining of poor officiating. When it gets to that, when you start blaming the tools, and then something is definitely wrong. That is a team that sent 9 players into the Chan team that represented Nigeria. But right now, they are wallowing in that relegation zone. Will Ramat Stars able to find that magic to come out? We'll do that. But the big one we're looking at today has to do with Nigerian grassroots sport development. How many times have we won the under 17? We won the inaugural under-16 Kodak under-16 tournament in 1985. But precursor to that, before that happened, a lot of works they did put in. How did it started? What was the origin? What is Ramat? Ramat Cup. What is Youth Fund? How did that translate into the under 20? So we are going to look at this development, and I tell you, you are in for a thriller. You are in for a real thriller. But let us start before we bring in our guests, because okay, before we come back to the league, I just want to say this. I don't want to say this. We played the Ramat Cup, which is being organized by Youth Fund, the Youth Sport Federation of Nigeria. You understand that most of us do not understand the origin of the Ramat Cup. In 1975, so here, Ken, you are going back to history. In 1975, General Yakubu Gowon's government was toppled. That was, and then came General Murtala Rufai Mohammed. When he assumed office as the president and head of state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he changed his name. Not his name, but he changed his middle name. From Murtala Rufai Mohammed, he became Murtala Ramat Mohammed. Ramat, where we got the Ramat Cup, is the name of his mother, Ramatu Owani. Hajia Owani Ramatu. So it is from his mother's name that he got Ramat. And when he died, he was in office probably about 1,000 days before when he was executed on the 13th of was assassinated on the 13th of February 1976. That was when the Ramat Cup was born by 1980. They started in 76. The historians will be here. But today, that is how it culminated. Somebody came together, put the teams together, put the kids together, and then, they went on playing internationally. From some of those who played this, some of those who were part of the team will be part of this show today. We'll try and reach out to them, and then you will see where we started from the under 17 to the under 20 to the team that went to Mexico in 1983 and scoring our first goal in that tournament by Tarela Okurunwata. So today we'll talk about Ramat Cup. Today we'll talk about Youth Fund, and then I tell you, it is all grassroots sport development, and that is the story. I just want to give you that gist. My guys are in the house. Okay.
Yes, thanks for taking us back to the memory days.
Yes.
We grew up knowing about Youth Fund, Ramat Cup, Abuede Babes, all manner of youth and grassroots teams all over Lagos and by large all over Nigeria. And that's why it was very easy for us when FIFA started with the under-16 Kodak Championship.
In 1985. We were ready.
We had the raw materials readily available to prosecute that championship, and convincingly, we won it.
Jimmy's in the house.
Yeah, a very pleasure to be here. And one of the problems of grassroots development has been structured and organic growth. We've not really been able to get it right in terms of growing our sports organically. We've had momentous gains, won competitions, but we never really have gone back to the basics to see how best we can maximize what used to be working for us in those days. You've talked a lot about Ramat Cup. Most people will remember the days of the inter-house sports where you had, like regional inter-house sports competitions, you had interstate and also intrastate competitions. And all of those things are the things that we really need to look at moving forward. Let's not just look at elite sport development, but grassroots sport development is key at this point in time.
Grassroots sport development is key. Jamie says grassroots. When you grow up, if you grow up in a Jegule and its environs, it will tell you that is the cradle of Nigerian grassroots football development, because it was there in his house, I think 18 Olowo Jeje Street, that Tony Eke conceived of of the APAPA. It's not the Youth Sport Federation of APAPA. From where it developed into the Youth Sport Federation of Nigeria. So those that assisted him in doing this, those that are his colleagues, those that knew how they went around. We had Tony Eke on this show, so I was trying to get some of his those interviews. I couldn't lay my hands on it. I just could probably in the coming days during this Ramat, where our celebration week, 50 years of the demise of General Murtala Ramat Mohammed, we should be able to get one or two of those tapes and then play it back to you. Of course, we came here. I think we were here with him. Himself was here. Joe Erico. They were here. That was after the week that both Stephen Keshi and Amadou Shuaibu, slept. All four now are all gone. But then the works that they did remain in the sands of time. All right. I think I have the players to say we have Segun Adenuga. Segun Adenuga was most likely the closest person to Prince Tony Eke. Segun Adenuga it's like the secretariat of that beginning. And please, Segun Adenuga, sir, is 84 years old. Can we reach you, sir? Hello, sir.
Yes, I am on. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I think your voice is still sharp, and we are picking it.
Yes.
Adenuga, sir, who is Pa Adenuga?
I was born in Lagos Island in 1942, January 17 to be precise. I took to journalism at the age of 30. That is about 52 years ago. I've been a sports journalist, and I have traveled virtually all over the continent, with the exception of Australia. I've been to almost all the continents. 6 of the 7 continents have been covering sports for the past 52, 53 years.
Okay. The story of Yispa Ramat Corp useful.
Yeah.
How did it start?
Are you talking about Youth Sport Federation of Nigeria?
Youth Sport Federation of Nigeria, sir.
Okay. It's a long story, but I will quickly break it down. This one started in 1965, and it was the initiative of a sleeping teenager, Tony Eke, of blessed memory, who started Youth Fund at Olowo Jeunjege Street in Ajegule, and chose or picked his house as the secretariat at that time. It was not Youth Fund at the initial stage, it is USFA, Youth Force Federation of Apapa. Then, in 1980, or so, 1980, at Kano General Meeting, he said Nigeria should be inserted into the name. It has to be Youth Sports Federation of Nigeria instead of APAPA. So it became Youth Fund in 1980, and then they started having boys, and even before them, they had financial assistance from 2 eminent Nigerians, one northerner and another people person from Lagos, in the name of Hamza Gaba Hamza, and Chief Israel Adebayo Adebayo, the founder and founder of stationary stroke football club. So this one started as, like area boys club, and then, gathering momentum, it became a national household, recruiting players to form the nucleus of the team in the early 60s. And then Tony Eke, very energetic, very reliable, and he was an able football administrator. And then he got around all the big in the Nigerian Army, in the Navy, and then surprisingly, this one became talk of the town in the early 60s. And then they had as their first team manager Major Ezekiel Armstrong. Major Ezekiel Armstrong became their first team manager. And in 1979, they had Prince Dokun Abidoye as the first president, official first president. And then in 1980, they embarked on a tour of Sweden to play in the Gothia Cup. And they won that cup, beating about 6 Scandinavian countries, and passing the cup through one special player, Felix Egogo, popularly known as Babashia. He was dribbling, dancing, waltzing through the defenses, and then it was marvelous watching those boys at that period. And Paul Okoku, who is now in America, part of that beautiful story of this one.
Can you remember the players that made up that team that went to Sweden to win the Gothia Cup, the first ever for Nigeria in 1980?
Yes, I know. I know them. I know them because even though some of them are late, but I can tell you Tarila Okorowanta was there. Ipriye Tebowe was there. Who was the captain of the team, was the son of a giant of sports writing in Nigeria, as the Ositolu of Daily Times. His son was the captain of that team, who was Ositolu. That is this is now Lagos State Youth Fund chairman was in that term. Patrick Udo, who was our goalkeeper in Mexico in 1983 Junior World Cup, was also there. We have Femi Olukani of Olukani Brothers, and Alphonse Akahan was there, Christopher Anigala of Lake, Mondi Onyekachi, Felix Egogo, and one boy, I think, Aliu Yamaha. So, we had 18 players, I think. I have called about
you have called almost all the team. This team now went on to be part of the nucleus of the 1983 team that took Nigeria to the first ever World Cup. How many of them made that team?
Oh yes. Oh, there are many. There are so many. Anikala was there. Okoko was there. Femi Olukani there. Even Patudo was our goalkeeper. Then he conceded 3 goals in the first half, and then we were expecting Agonibare to join, and then we just saw Agonibare entering Mexico Stadium, and then we had to change Patrick Udo to Agonibare to continue the game. And then we had Taju Tisu, Ositolu, DPA later played for ECN or NEPA as they were, and then
he played for NEPA. Yes. DPA played for NEPA. He scored that first goal against Rufai when NEPA played against Stores, and when the new Onikon Stadium was open. DPA scored the first goal at the new Onikon Stadium.
It was when they want to close Unicon Stadium, they play the match. When they want to reopen
it,
another match was played.
Yes, sir.
So DPA had that distinction of being the person who scored the goals in that
the new brand, the branded new stadium, or the brand new stadium.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we had Karila Okoroanta, mesmerizing footballer. He was, I think, a dynamo in stationary stores. Yes, in his place. I think he's a football administrator in one of the.
Yeah, it's with Bayelsa. It's with Bayelsa United, sir. Yeah, it's with Bayelsa United.
Yeah.
I don't know. I spoke with him yesterday, and I was asking how you guys are able to manage Tarila.
Tarila was, I can say, fine footballer, but very difficult to manage. He will score a goal and he won't jubilate. And whoever is jubilating beside him will say, "What's the matter with you? Why are you jubilating? Is it because you have scored a goal or I have scored a goal?" So that is Karila for you. He is my boy, and sometimes you have to be patient with Karila for him to give you his best.
Okay, looking at how you guys put those teams together, you don't mention Tarela Okorunwata, who also scored our first World Cup goal in Mexico. You know, I think that was against USSR that he scored that goal.
Yes, I was there. He scored the goal in Monterrey. I was in Monterrey with him.
Okay.
So when he scored that goal, and he was given $400 by the chairman of NFA at that time. So that money cost a bit of ripples in the team. Is it only Karila that they should give money? But out of, just out of sentiment or something like that, the chairman of NFA then gave Karila $100.
Your brain at 84 is sharper than some of our brains, our younger ones, because you are recalling vivid. Yes.
There's nothing extraordinary in it. It is just by the grace of God. I can tell you what I saw in 1952 when Thunder was playing at Unicon Stadium. I can still tell you. I can tell you the first person to have died on the field at Unicon Stadium. I tell you the time and the moment and the name of the person. It's just a gift which every one of us has. You have your own gift, which is which is not common. So don't give me, don't praise me beyond. So,
okay.
I'm just trying to recollect.
What is the relationship now between Yusufon and Ramat Corp?
Ramat Corp came into existence 2 years after the death of Ramat Mohammed.
Murtala Mohammed.
So it was the brain of Tony Eke again. We started Ramat Corp, I think, in 1977 at St. Gregory's College. The second edition was at St. Gregory's College too. And then that was 1978. And I have watched Ramat Corp until it went into oblivion. I don't know. I won't say so, but yes, they are not functioning as expected again. So it was Tony Eke's brain, and then it was not only Ramat Corp, it was championing other tournaments like Israeli Cup, Oba Akinsua Cup, Adobayero Cup, and so on and so forth. About 6-7 cups were being sponsored by Youth Fund at that time through Tony Eke's effort. So it was even Tony Eke who brought Dokun Abidoye as president in 1980 when we had a meeting of Youth Fund in Kano. And then in 1979, but in 1980 it was Dokun Abidoye who led the team with one veteran coach and a veteran Nigerian footballer, an ex-international, maybe Peter Anieke. Not Anieke of
Peter Anieke. Yeah.
Peter Anieke.
Yeah.
They call him Diamond Sword. He was the coach of the youth team to capture Gocha Cup in 1980 in Sweden. Peter Anieke, he was a member of the Nigerian Red Devils in 1949 that traveled to UK to play 9 matches. Are you with me?
Yes. I'm just thinking about my UK tourist team, and then you're talking about Peter Anieke in 1949
yes,
and still active in 1970s and 80s.
He was our coach in Sweden. My old star, he was my senior. And then when he saw me, he said, "Oh, Segun, happy to see you. Yeah, you are around." I said, "Yes. He following you since the years you are playing for Railway in the early 50s. And then he became a good partner of Titus Okere. He will play inside left. Titus Okere will play outside left. It became twin brothers in the attack. And at that time, you cannot touch Railway. You are all reliable, but very untouchable. He won the FA Cup, I think, about 6 or 7 times. And he made FA Cup the monopoly of Lagos Club until 1954, when the cup went to the North. And the following year, it was taken to another place in Calabar, or Calabar before Kano.
Okay. Okay. I want to ask about 1 or 2 questions here again. We're expecting Paul Okoko to join us. I don't know. He's in the US, but what is trying to join on Zoom, and let's see if we can get him while we are still with you. 2 things I want to ask you, sir. Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. 2 things I want to ask you. One, the 80s, 70s and 80s, when you guys young, I mean you were not young then. I mean at that time, because if those of us that are old, I can remember how I just try to look back and see how you said Tony Eke was about a teenager when he conceived of Yispa, and from them the Youth Fund and then Ramat Cup and other cups that came on. Youth football in the 80s and 90s, and then youth football in Nigeria today. I know you are not as mobile as you used to be, going everywhere. What is your take on that? What did you guys do rightly to put that foundation in place that is looking a bit shaky now? And also, do you think Tony Eke has been well recognized as as the man who saw tomorrow, the man who laid the foundation for Nigerian grassroots sports football development?
That's a very tricky one, but I can joyfully say football from the grassroots started in Lagos in those days, from schools like St. Gregory, St. Simbas, CMS Grammar School, Ahmadiyya College, and Methodist Boys High School, and so on. And then it became a routine in the areas where we are staying. If you are from Lafiadi in Lagos, you have a club, Lafiadi Boys and Girls Club. If you are from Bangboche, maybe you have 1 or 2 teams from Bangboche leading to Igboshere, from Igboshere to Iteku, Bogo, that's the old cemetery at the center of the city, and so on and so forth. And then primarily football was developed and was developing from school competition, like Principal Cup, that started in 1949 with Methodist Boys High School winning the first trophy. Then St. Gregory won about 4 titles consecutively until it was broken by King's College and other colleges like Ahmadiyya College, Oshode, and Today should play, and so on and so forth. Nobody can easily say, yes, this one. But we hope that the expatriates started the journey. Fred Smallford started organizing football in 1914 in Lagos, and he was the coach to St. Gregory, King's College, and other schools around. And then he started playing Principal Cup. PKC Onitsha come to play St. Gregory. I remember in 1940, even before I was born, there was a match between PKC Onitsha and St. Gregory. They played 0-0. 8 days later, it was 5-4 penalty shootout. PKC won that competition. And since then, we've been following that sequence of playing Principal Cup here and there. And then we have discovered so many players from Principal Cup, like Johnny Ebuonu from Dixon Grammar School, Ojobulu, Onitsha, and others like that. So I think we have to go back to the basics. To go back to Principal Cup and start teaching them from their relative younger ages, so we can still build a formidable team for Nigeria. At that time, there was the only 2 players who were being brought to play at home were Elkanah Onyali and Dejo Fayemi. That was in 1959. But now, it is Nigerian 11 plays in Ankara, in London, in every part of the world. So I don't think that is good for our football. We need to go from the grassroots.
Okay, recognition for Tony Eke. Have we recognized his, his contributions to the growth?
So Tony Eke has no equal. He was a phenomenon. You cannot compare. Nobody. I have not seen anybody who tries to emulate Tony Eke. So I give him special kudos. He respected me. He picked me. He said, "Oh, you are the best first journalist in God." I said, "Tony, don't flatter me. If you need my services, I will render it to you." But he was very cooperative and very understanding. He was my man.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this is just the first installment. We need to pick that elderly, wisdomly, if that is the word, brain that you have, and that power of total recall, vividly of everything that happened. I think Nigeria needs you. Have you written any books, sir, on the history? Have you written any books, sir?
I'm going to write one on Ghana football. A lot has been written about Nigeria football.
No, sir. No, sir. We don't want Ghana football. No, sir. We want you to write on Nigerian football, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir.
You must have read Kule Solaja. You must have read Segodeba. You must have read about 4-5 authors on Nigerian football, starting from Sami Apapot. So I think a lot has been written about Nigeria football. Where there is discussion, it is where I can come in, because I grew up watching football at the age of 10 in Lagos. I was born in Lagos Island, and I grew up in Lagos, and I'm still in Lagos up to today.
Okay, I think we oblige you, sir. But I think I will lead a delegation to your house, to your home, to come and pay homage. I'm not saying we are going to beg you, but we are going to persuade you, to just write a little bit about Nigerian football, sir. Thank you so much, Pa Adenuga. Thank you so much. It's been a refreshing, it's been a blessing for us to have you on this show today. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day. All right, sir. Bro. 84 years.
A stationary store.
Una brain go see the suspect of my brain. Okpe is looking at Adenuga.
My own nigga.
You said two of us are the fiona.
A stationary stores icon.
He will situate it.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we open the lines. I mean, you guys can. You just had our discussions with Shegwa Denuga, 84 years old, sports veteran. Anything you want to talk about it? But the foundation of how they started. A grassroots football development in Nigeria started, in one house, in one room in Ajegunle, in Olo Jangujeje Street. Prince Tony Eke, late now, has been carried everything on, pushed that, and of course, before you knew it, there was also the Mock Nations Corpus that started in Ajegunle by, Alabra, Lawrence Alabra, the former naval officer. And so when people say go to Ajegunle, I go back there and see where the whole thing started. It's not see where but that is the cradle. So we are still looking at it. I think we see if we can get go to US soon to see if we can pick up one of those persons that represented us in the first Gothia Cup in Sweden. We are getting there, gentlemen. Before we go to US.
Yeah, I think it's just clear that the successes we enjoy were as a result of deliberate planning.
Planning.
Happenstance.
Yeah.
So I think the challenge I'll throw to the administrators now is nothing was done, nothing just came out from nowhere. They were consistent and deliberate planning, and we had the likes of the NSC Director General then, Isaac Akioye. Under him we had those zones where, of course, for ease of talent scouting and administrative efficiency, we have zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D.
Akioye, there was Paudia.
Yes.
So these things, it's not, Jimmy talking about just laying emphasis on early sport. Before a tree will have branches, there must be the root. So
that foundation
sport,
is
that's why
very
they call
important.
grassroots. That is the root that gives you the elite, all the glory you get at the elite level.
Okay, I've been told that we have been told that Paulo Koku is on, has joined us. But we are here to see his face. Can we see him now? We are on. Hello. Before we see you, Paul. Hello, Paul. How are you?
See me?
Yes. We are seeing you now.
Okay.
How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
Yes. We've just finished, discussions with Pashegun Adenuga. He's 84 years old. I'm blown. We just got blown away. You remember him, right?
I won't doubt it at all. He's a young man that is looking young every day. Yeah.
Okay. We're supposed to have you and some of your colleagues, a lot of them around there, but we'll still do that, later in the day. But let me just take us back, to that time, that day in 1980, that Tony Eke, Shegun Adenuga, a lot of them took some young boys out of Nigeria and went to Sweden for the very first time to go and participate, and not just participate. I don't know how it ended. Just take us through that particular journey.
Yes, I remember that very clearly. I know we started from St. Finbar's College. That's where we were recruited from. And Tony Eke, who had this wonderful dream from Ajegunle, organized these youths, put us together. And Coach, I'm trying to recall his name, Coach Anieke.
Yeah, Peter Anieke, yeah. Shegun Adenuga told us now.
Nickname Baby Anieke.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a moment that we never thought possible. Tony Eke did a very fine job recruiting us and bringing us together to make sure that we play cohesively. And we had a moment where, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly, very clearly. We are hearing you very clearly. I don't know what happened just now, but we are hearing you. We are with you very clearly. Hello, Paul. I know we'll try. Okay, we'll try and rejoin Paul. Because I don't know. Probably he thinks we're not hearing him, but I think it's clear, sound, audio, everything perfect. Gentlemen.
I recollect that this particular set of stars, the 1983 team, they actually did something for the son of the captain then, Ali Jeje.
Okay.
In remembering him. They also have scholarships that they had not been able to claim. You can say all of that, but I also look at the impact of that particular team. They really had been impactful because they were the very first that participated in any FIFA organized competition.
Yeah.
So that was where a lot of the other young stars drew inspiration from, knowing fully well that they had gone first to represent the country in 1980. From the exploit of the 1980 Nations Cup team, it was obvious that we're getting something right. And Okwe did talk about deliberateness in planning. We had administrators who understood what they wanted to do, whether it was about grassroots sport or elite sport at that point in time. But what we have now is that our sports generally, regardless of what anybody wants to say, we have the momentous games and all that, but our sport is in the doldrum because we are not organized. You can have all the, once in a while, win a silver, win a bronze medal, win the gold and all that. But if you look at the totality of what sport development is supposed to be about, it is missing. Grassroots sport is missing.
There is no projection that will tell you in 4 years' time,
this particular athlete,
we're having 2 silver medals
or 2
3 gold medals. So that tells you that it's just like weed that just grows anywhere they find space.
Absolutely.
That means you just throw seeds, and then when you are lucky, they will grow up.
He's an thing. More like you're gambling just to see anything could just come up.
Okay. All right. Can we see while we are still waiting for Paul to join us? Can we just see of course today the NPFL games that have been played, so that while we are looking about the past with nostalgia, we should also assess the present as it is.
Yesterday.
Okay. Of course, yesterday
by Joseph Atule defeated Kun Khalifa 1-0. Today we'll be having Remo Stars host Abia Warriors. Kano Pillars will be away at Kwara United. El Kanemi will be playing host to let's see.
Okay, I think it's on the screen. You can take it. Kwara United take on Kano Pillars, El Kanemi Plateau United.
Yes, 3SC will be home at playing against the Warri Wolves.
Home in Abeokuta.
Home in Abeokuta. I have to throw that in. Rangers will be hosting Wiki Tourist, and Nasarawa United will be, playing the game of United teams against Katsina United. We don't know which one will disunite the other. Ikorodu City will be away at Enyimba. Bayelsa United will be hosting Bendel Insurance.
You see those two teams. Okay, on Thursday to be Niger Tornadoes taking on the Rivers, taking on some of their outstanding matches. But you see those two teams,
Which
Ikorodu City and Bendel Insurance.
They have been hot. They have been hot.
They are hot too. They are hot. They are
Kennedy
hot.
Boboye and Bright. Bright was a coach before Nuru Aweruro came back. Nuru went to 3SC. Bright is back with the team, and it's been all sort of resurgence for that particular team, even with Bright that brought them into the NPFL, and I think it's something good to see.
They changed manager
at a point.
Yes.
Nuru, that was the deputy.
Yes.
Got in the fray as the main man.
Yes.
Nuru went to 3SC. Bright came back, and Bright is the one in the saddle.
Wow, I didn't get that.
Yeah, Bright is the one in the saddle.
Okay. So 3SC took their sporting director and their manager.
They are sister clubs now, so it's understandable. It's a Southwest thing.
Okay, maybe you're declaring this.
Yeah.
In all my I still thought that probably Nuru is still the person. Wow! So he came back.
Yeah,
and okay, fine. I made a mistake for a few times.
Yeah.
Here now, let me go back.
Yeah.
And then Kim. Wow! The thing is, you look at the Ikorodu City. We're not talking about a club that has all the funds in the budget in the world. They don't have all the superstars, all the big players in the world.
They invested in genuine development of those youngsters.
Young talents.
They don't have all the experienced players that have played on the continent or have played so much games in the NPFL, but they have a good balance of players in that particular team.
And they surely need more experienced players.
They do, because if they're going to get on the continent.
Yeah. All right, we can also take some calls. We are still expecting, I don't know what the problem, we are still expecting Paulo Coco to be back on this show, because we're talking about the 1980, and there's a correlation between the 1980 team and the 1983 team of the Flying Eagles. I mean, it is the core. You know, the core of that team. You talk about Tarelo Korongwata, you talk about Paul Okoku, the Daikun Loton, you talk about the Shegun and Olukome brothers, you know, Taju Disu, a lot of them. That it is that, like what he said, they were prepared. We feel like Bonobari. I mean, oh my God! They were prepared after going to Gotia. Went to Brazil. They went to Denmark.
They went consistent telepathy over
Dallas.
The years.
There was the Dallas Cup. Yes,
they had been playing together. So that telepathy was at
yes,
Super Cup,
or international tournaments.
And then somebody else, because somebody sat down in his room, a teenager conceived of something in Ajegule. So in your background or whatever, they say, look, this is what we want to do. All right, you can join. The lines are open. Okay, Mazi Okora for. All right, Mazi, how are you? Hello, Mazi.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ken. Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre. Good afternoon, Mr. Ken. Well, we thank God, Mr. Ken.
Yeah.
Hangover of Valentine.
Hangover of what?
Mr. Ken, this issue of Rivers United and Remo Stars, now all of them, they have crashed out for this African League.
Yeah.
You see, it's a problem to us in Nigeria.
Okay.
It was very, very disheartening that all these clubs that play with all African countries, none of them qualified to meet up with time, which is not healthy. That's why I've been saying it that what is our NFS, try as much as possible. Any of these our local teams that are already qualified to play with other African countries, let them bring technical advantage to back up the state team. So that it will be great for us. Because at the end of the day, we are not moving. Like look at what you're saying about the grassroots. You know, there are a lot of grassroots players that are available in Nigeria that are ready to play. But because of issue of sentiment, tribe, and religion, and ask yourself, how many schools in Nigeria organizes sports right now? Like what used to be in those days. I was discussing with some of my friends yesterday. They said, look at those days where Madonna over there, a chairman of Arugo of Obele. CCKC, DMJs were playing those days. Now, what's happening now? We are not hearing about that thing.
Okay. All right.
Now, let us stop Bishop. Foreign. We have to Mazu Club for Maru Spinada to have a president in Lagos.
Thank you, Mazi. Okay, all right. I think Paul is back. I don't have look.
I don't know what is going on.
Paul, I don't know. We're hearing you clearly. The next thing you said, are you hearing me? And then you went off. We're hearing you.
I keep getting interrupted. I'm in my home office. I'm not sure what is going on.
Okay, all right, Paul. Okay. Just give it to us.
Just very quickly, as I was saying,
yes.
we were first organized through the highly competitive Principals Cups. Of course, you know about that in Lagos, where our talents were identified by Chief Tony Eke from Ajegule, the founder of Youth Fund, Youth Sport Federation of Nigeria, brought us together and provided a structured pathway for our development under the tutelage of Coach Baby Anieke, who was also known as Peter Anieke. And let me make a distinction here. There was a big... Can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. Yeah. There was a distinction. Let me make it clear right quickly. The Peter Anieke, there are two Peter Aniekes.
Okay.
Peter Anieke, nicknamed Baby Anieke, who played for stationery stores and was one of those pioneer members who went to the UK and played barefooted in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have another Baby Anieke who also played at the later part for stores in the late 60s and then played for NEPA, nicknamed Usubio.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yes, sometimes people mix them. And this Peter Anieke, the one that we referenced to as Baby Anieke, his younger brother was Paul Anieke, who also played for national team and Nigerian Airways in Lagos.
In Lagos. Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So I just want to make that distinction because sometimes people confuse those two players.
Okay.
Of course, this preparation led us to this international exposure when we traveled to Sweden, where we competed in the youth tournament. and achieved a remarkable success. We defeated strong countries like the Royal Navy from England, Brazil, and of course Scotland. That experience was a defining moment for us as it prepared many of our members to the next generation, and then we progressed to Flying Eagles, and eventually ended up playing for the Super Eagles.
Okay, take us to Mexico '83.
Oh no! Don't get me started.
Okay, just quickly take us to that. So we'll round up quickly. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a defining moment also in Nigerian football history.
Yeah.
Nobody gave us a chance. I had written an article, I think it was on the 8th of January where it was published, and that was a defining moment in Nigerian history. You will never read that in the mainstream media. For some reason, I don't know, but Coach Udemezwe, may God bless his soul, and may his soul rest in peace. This guy took his time to mold us to international superstars. Most of us, really, do you know that back then we had a strong league? Our youth team was solid, where national team coaches can walk to the junior national team and pick players to go represent national team in any pivotal match, and we will come out victorious. We did, Coach Onibinde was a prime example. After the tournament in 1983 in Mexico, when we returned, they put us together for the tournament. I think it was WAFU Nations Cup. We had a joint practice with the Super Eagles at the Bembo Games Village.
Yeah.
And Nigeria was to play a final match to qualify for the 1984 tournament. We had played a goalless draw in Benin, and Onibide came. Most of the senior players did not return from Benin with the senior player with the team, and 4 days before that pivotal match in Rabat, Morocco, I overheard Onibide having a discussion with Paul Hamilton, because at that time, Paul Hamilton was assigned to the Flying Eagles. And before we knew it, Onibide came to us, Paulo Koku, Chibuzohile Isa Shofoluwe, get ready. We are traveling with the team the next day. And that's how we found ourselves in Rabat, Morocco. And guess what? 3 of us, we played the full game, full 90 minutes. We defeated Morocco on penalty kicks. God bless Peter Rufai, who saved 2 penalties. We went on to defeat Morocco 4-3, thereby qualifying Nigeria for that 1984 AFCON.
In Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, where we eventually lost to Cameroon in the finals.
Wow. Paul, well, unfortunately, we have to cut this interview, but please, we are going to get you and your team back here, if possible, next week. I will give you ample time so that we can see this discussion has just started. Thank you so much.
I will try to have my coffee so I can be bouncing around.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much for being our guest.
It's an honor to be with you guys.
All right. Thank you. All right, guys, we are leaving.
Nigeria doesn't lack
we don't have a
talent.
minute.
Nigeria does not lack talent.
Nigeria doesn't lack talent.
It's just the lack of structured pathways.
Onibide picked 3 players from the UT.
If our administrators can look inward and do the right thing, going to the grassroots and getting the right thing done, we'll make it well.
When you are at the crossroads, there is no shortcut to success.
When you are at a crossroad, there's no shortcut to success. No shortcut to success. It's instructive that 4 days to a game, Onibide went to the youth team camp, picked 3 youth players, put them in the team, took them to the Super Eagles, and they qualified us for the AFCON 1984. How? I'm Ken Ochonogo. God bless Nigeria.